This is Nikki Nicolopoulos with the TMS Fan Crew. We're sitting down today with Kyle Turner. Kyle is a tire changer for Turner Motorsports as well as for Michael Waltrip Racing. Kyle, many of us got to know you back in September when Selena interviewed you for TMS Fan Crew for a written article during Kyle Turner Week. Also, some of us have gotten a deeper glimpse of who you are through listening to you co-host the radio show Slicks and Sticks. So I was thinking, instead of recapping most of what we already know, is there any little-known facts or candid stories you could tell us today?
Oh man, little-known facts, I don't know that there's so many of. Selena did such a great article on me, and you guys, I correspond with you on Twitter and Facebook and on Slicks and Sticks, but it's probably not little known. I love golf. That's my one escape that I can do all year round, besides going out on the lake, but the lake's obviously seasonal. So I love golf, wish I was better at it, and I'm hoping one day if the radio doesn't pan out and when tire changing's over, I can try out for the senior PGA Tour.
Well, there you go. Life's dreams, right?
Oh yeah.
I have some fan questions for you today, if that's all right.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Great. TMS Fan 42 Michael asked on Twitter, what does it feel like to jump off the wall with a steel and glass missile headed right for you?
Well, that's a great question. I get that a lot, actually. It's such an adrenaline rush. If you've played any kind of sport in high school, collegiate, or just in general, anything competitive, you just get that adrenaline rush. I think that you can equate a pit stop. You see it on TV, it looks so crazy and so outlandish, but to us it seems more routine because you practice it. But as far as the feel, you just, as soon as you hear cautions out, or we're going to be pitting in 5 laps, or any of that, your heart starts racing, and it's just a great time. It's a fun adrenaline-filled time.
I'll bet there's nothing else in the world like it.
You know, like I said, it's just like anything else. I get an adrenaline rush doing stuff like this, doing the radio show. So I think everything can kind of equate.
Well, that's pretty neat. Dean had a couple of questions. He said he noticed that tire changers take huge steps when they go around the car. Does this help keep their time down? How do they benefit from that?
Well, that's more of a question that's more unique to the individual. I take big steps because I have a long stride. I'm about 6 feet tall, but some people take quick, short steps. There's really no right or wrong way to go about getting around the car. I think what you just see is the TV focuses on particular pit crews, so you may see the same changers all the time. But honestly, Dean, it's just what works for you.
That's great advice. He had another question. He said that dreaded missed lug nut that nobody wants to see happen. Do you tape any spares to your gloves or your helmet in case one comes off when it's not supposed to?
Well, yeah, that's actually a two-part question. The dreaded missed lug nut. No one likes to miss lug nuts. You want to hit 5 because there's 5 on the hub. Everyone misses at every level. As far as the one that comes off, we do actually prep for that, and I have a prop for it. We use something here, I at least do. This is my Michael Waltrip Cup helmet. If there is one that falls off, you have a foamy on it. It's an adhesive piece, and you can just pull it right off and stick it on the stud. So you hope it never happens, but at least you're prepared for it. So I've got a couple of them here, and people wear them in different ways. So
that's great. And when you were showing me the prop before the interview, it's got another little neat feature to it, doesn't it? What's that for?
Actually, yeah. It's funny you ask. People see these on TV. We run night races, and even with lights and stuff, it's just the visibility is terrible with brake dust and the camera angles. So hopefully this doesn't mess your camera up. But anyway, right here we just wear a little battery activated deal.
Very cool.
Look like the guy off Halo. But yeah, a lot of tire changers these days are wearing stuff like that just to help any edge you can get.
Sure, so you can see, and absolutely. I also have a fan question from Laura. She asked, what, if any, changes or new challenges do you foresee pit crews facing in 2013?
I think the biggest challenge that pit crews, especially on the Cup side, are going to face in 2013 is the new car. It's shortened up the rear a little bit. The fender openings on the front and the rear are different, and there's camber in the rear. So I think they're going to be minor changes, but any change NASCAR has ever made, pit crews have seemed to adapt to very quickly, and surprisingly, even with taking guys away, seem to make them faster. So I don't think it's going to be a huge headache. The first probably 5 races of the year, you know, your Daytona and California, Phoenix, all that will probably be the learning curve, but other than that, I think you won't see much.
How soon will y'all get to start practicing on those, or are you already?
Well, we practice a little bit in December at Michael Waltrip Racing. Every team, it varies. We will be practicing full out in January. It'll be probably 3 days a week. We're already lifting, and so it's just getting ourselves prepared. It's crunch time, as they say. The off season really is not off time for us. It's actually a tougher work time for us. So we just work as hard, actually harder, but don't go to the racetrack in front of fans. So.
You just don't have all that travel in between.
Exactly.
There you go. Well, Kyle, we appreciate you taking the time today. Do you have any final thoughts for your fans?
Yeah, I do. I want to thank all the TMS Fan Crew bunch and anyone who's been listening to Slicks and Sticks. Christina and I and Nikki and Whitney have worked very hard on the program, but I would not have gotten on that program without all of you guys on Twitter in the Kyle Turner week, which was a really cool thing. Believe me, it was a lot to keep up with, having to answer questions every week, but it was really flattering and a lot of fun. So thank all y'all, and we look forward to doing well in 2013.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, Kyle. And this has been Nikki Nicolopoulos, and that's your Inside Look.